What's good, YouTube? Antayami here, back with another video. And in today's video, I finally did it. I actually made a list where I feel confident in winning with at like a YCS or something of that effect, right? I came up with this brew like the second after I got off my last match of that night, last night, and I did some like more test hands and more labbing and stuff, and then all of a sudden something just snapped and this deck list came up, right? So I did some testing before I did the profile and stuff like that, and it performed very well. Going second, I lost every single one of my die rolls, and I beat two Ryziels. I think, were they both pure? One was pure. I'm not sure if the other one was Fiendsmith. The other one was Fiendsmith. So it was pure Fiendsmith. I still need to go against that ritual deck. I haven't went against that ritual deck yet, so I need to practice that more. Then I went against a Malice. No, it was Bistio and Malice because he was playing more hand traps. He was playing Ogre and Ash and things like that. He was playing more of a hand traps with the Bistios. So beat that 2-0. And then each one of those matches were 2-0. And then the one I think I went 2-1 versus was, what was the very last round I just went against? I kind of forgot what it was. I don't remember what it was. It was definitely meta. Oh, the Christian deck, the synchro deck, the new synchro deck coming out. He did 201 me. So, but lost the die roll, broke his board the first time, and then the second time, he got me, and the third time I took it. So I went first and just kind of set up everything. So yes, anyway, let's not wasting a lot of y'all time. Let's go ahead and hop into the meat and potatoes of the deck list. So I'm going with the triple Ash Blossoms, the triple Fororos. I think it's really good in this format because there's a lot of Fiendsmith decks running around, and obviously I'm on here, so EDO Pro is not like the most competitive site. I go against some bozos on here sometimes, right? But I feel like in a tournament sense, and I went against my testing partner the night before I made this list, but it was actually performing very well, and he was on mementos. So shout out to Kenny with the memento practice and coming up with like a better version of my deck, because I wanted to I don't know, I just want to make sure that the deck fit right, like everything was perfect, and everything in the main deck I can at least express feels really good. Obviously there's some flex spots and some changes. I'll go over those. I think the extra deck is really spot on. I like it. The side deck might be still a little slacky, but so far it's working for me, so I'm gonna roll with it. I will enter a regionals or a YCS with this list currently, so that's always a good thing. That's the point I want to get to, where I feel like I can handle every single deck, so anyway. But yes, Fororos is really insane right now because a lot of the Fiendsmith stuff, a lot of decks do play into it. It's good versus Malice. It's one of your harder matchups, and I just like the card a lot. It's been performing very well. The triple tactics talents, yes, I did miss this card in the main deck. I think I had 2 before, but I definitely bumped up to 3 because of like a lot of the hand traps flying in this format. It's good for going second into a lot of the decks, especially versus Ryziels and stuff like that. So it's very strong in that regards. And having one in the grave in the grind game is really broken, because if you manage, like say turn 1, you look at their hand, you shuffle back stuff, they try to break your board, and then you play turn 3, you can actually add this card back with the Dilla Bells Synchro 8 and then talents again. So like every spell you see in this deck, you can recycle and reuse as a grind game material, and it's just so broken. I resolved, I think, 3 talents, the 3 same talents in one game, and it was too much for him to handle. So yep, that was great. Imperm is great as well. So I think the non-engine looks really good with the Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is crazy. It's good versus like the Fiendsmith cards. It's good versus like if they go white binder and you keep them off of the Terahertz, you can actually go Call by the Grave, their white binder, and banish it. And since the trap card doesn't target, they can choose a different target, but at least if you get rid of the white binder, that's like a bulk of the issues gone. So that's like something. I think they can still go red ransom effect, bring back white rabbit still sets the trap, but that white binder is like cooked, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, that's pretty much the non-engine. I think it's really solid. I like it a lot. And then of course with the main deck with the white forest cards, which is this section right here, we have 3 Azet, one of your best starters. You have 3 Sylvies, one of your best starters. And we have the one Arcia, and then we have the Esteller. I think both of these at 1 is perfectly fine. Like, you can almost argue like cutting this card, but this card comes up in a lot of weird situations where I'm glad I don't cut it. So I love her a lot. And there's certain weird combo lines where you can put her in the grave, and then later on your combo, discard a spell and then bring herself back, and then she can use her effect to like keep going. She's really good. And then I settled on 1 Azet. You do not need more than 1 of this unless you're playing pure, and that's something I'm going to be working on in the future, is that I will be working on pure after this, because I know some people are wondering what the deck will look like after, you know, no Fiendsmith cards. So that's the next project I'll be working on, hopefully the next video. Also, I'll be working on like a little spreadsheet for this deck list, this particular deck list, and there's a lot of crazy things you can do with like 1 Sylvie and things of that nature. So I will showcase that in the near future, but I want to work on pure and see how that stands up in the meta and how good that is into today's meta game. So, or post shadows. So Supreme Darkness shadows. So yeah, I like these ratios a lot. It's really good. You can recycle her, put her back into the deck, and then use woes to summon herself back out, and then you can synchro that way, which is really good because you get her effect twice. So that's very strong, and you don't need more than this in this version. In pure, you could probably get away with 2, but in this version, you don't need more than 2. You just play 1. Because these 2 cards, yes, they're great to draw in a lot of scenarios, but you don't want to oversee them, because in some hands they do make your hands worse, but they do make your good hand better. So you don't want to see too many of these cards, but if you do see them, that's great, right? And they're cards that you will search through your combo, so that's why they're 1-ofs, and you can recycle them and bring them back and all that stuff. You just need 1, so that's all you really need. And then this card is literally the GOAT now, because we did put back in the Chimera, and I miss this card a lot. Chimera comes up a little bit more because I set up into it more, because I'm getting more used to the deck. That card is crazy. Also, I have fusion into this or this or this. Like, yeah, it's just great. I love it so much. One day I'm gonna resolve this and make a Desiree. I hope I don't ever do that, and if I do, it'll be a flex, but that'd be funny, but that should never come up realistically. And then, of course, you got the Fiendsmith package. Nothing to really talk about here. It's the Fiendsmith package. I put Black Witch to 2 in this version because she's still good to open. She makes your hands a lot better than what they are. So I have 5 copies of Black Witch here. I still have the scarce Azamina, of course, because that's how you get into your Azamina stuff. And then you see this card right here. Now, this is my card. If you notice in my Snake Eye profiles, you notice that I always play Subversion, and people talked about how good this card is and how much I like it for going second clearing boards. Sometimes they can drop a Nib or a Bestial. You can spin back their cards or whatever. You can even put back the Detonator, because now you have a good answer to beat Caesar, which the deck struggles versus Caesar a lot. And Detonator, because you can actually go Black Witch effect, set this, and then you go Subversion, put back the Detonator. And if they have like the fill spell on the board, they can't make another Detonator because they control it on board, so they can't technically XYZ into it. They can still technically plug in to make 2 Detonators. I don't think a lot of people know that. If they control a Detonator and they plug in and summon another Detonator, they can do that. You can't XYZ into it, but you can still special summon another Detonator. So it's something to note, but that's just funny. But no, this card's crazy. It's a Sinful Spoils card, so it does work with your Azamina stuff, and you can also search it and then use it as like spell fodder. And then also it's a Sinful Spoils card, so you can actually get a draw off your Deception, which is really good. So it's good. I think it's a solid card. Definitely give it a shot. It's really great. So it's like almost like I'm playing like 14 type of like board breakers. Well, not board breakers, but like non-engine, because this card is like whatever. But if you don't feel comfortable with playing this can be your Veiler. As you notice, I'm not playing Veiler because I feel like I don't want to play into talents that often. I'm also shotgunning Ferraros now because Talents is becoming main, like it's a problem. So Ash is the only way I can technically play into the Talents. But I've noticed that even like playing through my test partners and stuff like that, I've always got Talents when I'm like waiting for my opponent to like summon. And I chain Ferraros, and then they just look at my hand, make like a mid board, and they'll always spin back like some of my strong starters, and then we go into a grind game. So I always just stand, just stand by, draw phase it, whatever, play around the Talents. The Talents are dead. I let them do their combo, and then I break their board. So because this deck is really gassy. So again, I'll probably showcase some like combos and stuff in the future. Like I said, I'll do like a spreadsheet and stuff and let you guys understand how to sequence all your things. But no, I think it's solid. Yeah, I mean the 2 deceptions. Reason why I bumped deception up to 2 in this build is because I wanted to play a 3rd Black Witch, but I didn't want to play like 3 Black Witch, 1 deception. I rather split up like the Black Witch because Black Witch plus deception, they work differently, and if you draw them both, they can be both like separate pushes, which is really strong. So that's why I did it like that, and it's working out very well. And deception is a little bit stronger than Black Witch in most cases because deception gets you straight into the hollow. It loses to Ogre and Ash, where this card can lose to Veiler, Imperm, Ogre, Ash, things like that, because it can set the deception and you had to discard a card, so you're technically going -1, and it's just like you rather just open this and just go into your like combo, set up your Omni Negate, and then push. So yep, that's what it is. Going into the extra, I think most of these are pretty much self-explanatory. I'm not gonna go over anything here. We got the Guardian Chimera. I mean, yeah, we still ending on the Link 4 because we're still going for the Desiree line instead of the Caesar line. Everything else here looks pretty staple-ish, pretty makes sense, very good. And then again, the side deck, I'm not going to talk about this too much. I usually like to talk about my side deck once I go to like a locals or a tournament or regionals or YCS. I don't think the side deck really matters until you're actually in a tournament settings. But as far as like the Perolius, I think they're still cracked. They're really good. The beers or side deck patterns for Malice, when I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have these 8 cards for Malice, or sometimes I put in 1 town, or sometimes I like Thrust at 1 going second, and I like Thrust at 2 going first, because I'm going against a shifter deck, then I have a better chance of seeing a Sanctum or whatever. So that's really important, especially versus Malice. So you go get hit with shifter or a Ferraros, whatever, and then you can set Sanctum and then keep it pushing. So I actually like this going first more than I like going second, just for this. And also you can set cards like Woes and other things of that nature. So it's really good. Harpies, I think Harpies is a very slept on card right now. Definitely try it. Harpies is crazy, especially since you're playing 3 copies of it with the Thrust. You can search it like that. This card is crazy. I wish I could play a 3rd of it, and I wish I had a little bit more space in my side deck. But yeah, 3 of this is like insane. I probably want to. I was thinking about bumping this to 1 and then 3 of this, but I do like having like Sanctum, or maybe I could, because let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So technically I still have 5 ways to like Lancia. So I mean, maybe this could be a Slayers. I don't know. I haven't thought that far yet, but yeah. That's the deck profile. I hope you guys really enjoy this list. Again, I know a lot of people have been asking me about the pure version without Fiendsmith. Trust me, guys, it's going to be coming up here in the near future, and we'll be working on that as we speak and get closer to the new format. So all right, guys, like I said, leave a like down below. Again, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm trying to hit that goal, and I do appreciate all of the continued support that people are coming through and leaving very thoughtful comments. I do appreciate the amount of comments I've been getting in my videos, because my video hasn't been doing my channel hasn't been doing very well until just recent. So I do appreciate you guys for that. And yeah, thank you guys for being like very communicative. Nobody's been toxic or negative in chat or anything like that. So it's been really good. So let's keep that going. And again, let's work together to build this deck. I know some people wanted to play me on DB. If you're really serious about playing me on DB, we can friend each other on DB. Give me your DB account. We can friend each other up, and I can DM you whenever you're on there, and we can play like that. And I'm more than happy to play you guys as long as possible and discuss some certain stuff. So if you guys are very serious about playing on here or on DB, let me know. And yeah, my name is just Anti-Yami. On DB, it's Yami. So yeah, we can connect that way. But anyway, guys, have a great one. See you later. Peace.